and spaces. Places, everyone. And hold on, I'm mute. Places and spaces. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the program. It is a day unlike other previous days, because I'm not where I normally am. I'm by a fire, which I'm not normally, and it's too hot. It reminds me how hot I normally am. Why I'm doing, why I do the show in the state of dress that I often do it, and I have for the first time in a long time, even though we called in last week, a guest with me. Say hello to Nug.
Hello, everyone. How are you? I'm fine.
You may have just heard his voice on Spaces before. We talked a lot about, last week we broke the Foster Brooks news.
Yeah, I still can't believe that.
Yeah, and a lot of people messaged me going, really? Seriously? Are you sure about that? And I had, checked with people I know.
Yes.
About that. And yeah, so if you're just, and again, I will reiterate it because people, they think you're joking or they're putting them on.
But you're not.
Foster Brooks would act drunk, right? As yes. we all thought he was drunk, I guess is my point. And yes. He turned out he wasn't. It was all a ruse.
It was all a ruse.
Kind of like it's like Balloon Boy.
What are you saying about Balloon Boy?
Remember Balloon Boy? It was a scam. It was Balloon Boy was a drunk. Yeah. By the way, if you have not already, I urge you, even during this, I don't care, it's fine. Go to youtube.com/AW and watch the latest Hey EW with Swerve. Shane Swerve Strickland. I call him by his full name, and then I was like, no, I guess they just call him Swerve. It was a fun time. It was a delightful time. I didn't know he was going to break a man's fingers this week. I found that a little alarming, but we talked a lot about hip-hop, which is one of my passions, certainly. And he said he's going to sample my voice, which means we're going to use it, not pay you anything. So I'm looking.
He's using a sample of you just going, nah.
When we did, when Splat-A-Lot was in other countries, they would have voiceovers, if it was Israel or whatever it was. And I would always find them and listen to them and listen to the guy doing my voice because I would do a lot of nonverbal sound, and it would always be different, Burf. And you'd be like, that's what
lifting a heavy object?
As the Germans do. I think that's what happens. So yes, go enjoy and share and like. And he's popular. He's a mogul. He also calls out Bow Wow in the video. So I hope it starts some sort of TMZ heat. They do that all the time. So the ball's in your court, Bow Wow. Man up. Let's see what you got.
Move, Bow Wow.
I think I also insulted Fat Joe, Snoop Dogg, and Master P. So maybe this will start the rap and wrestling connection, and I'll be the Lou Albano. I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Now, is it my job today to tell you when you're behind on the chat?
I'm already behind. I know that.
On the chat.
I started behind. Sean says, "Hey, boo, spooky culties. Hi, Scare J City Eek." Sean, that is by far your first one and your worst one, I assure you.
Way to start soft.
He said he tried. Happy Halloween. What's your favorite scary movie? Somebody had just asked me about scary movies, and I recommended one. I don't know if it's necessarily a horror movie. It's creepy. It's unsettling. Coherence. It's a small independent film, and I think everyone will enjoy it. What about you?
I'm a very big fan of the first of some horror movie franchises.
Yeah.
The first ones.
Yeah.
The first Friday the 13th is very good.
Mm-hmm.
The first Evil Dead, I think because it's so low budget, it makes it scarier.
Right.
But I really enjoy, as far as scary movies go, the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
Because you don't know if it's over. The ending leaves it up in the air that they may all still be asleep. So I think it's wonderful.
Going and going and going.
Yeah, it's still going right now.
When I was a child, big fan of Rosemarys Baby, and I became an even bigger fan of it when I heard that Van Johnson had a cameo in it, and he was kicked off the set because he made fun of Roman Polanski. That's good enough for me. Oh my God!
Reason why Van Johnson is a hero.
Yeah, we are pro Van Johnson in this household. Christine said, "Good morning, RJ and chat." So I'm not where I normally am. I'm in an Airbnb. Because last night was Old Wrestling in Detroit. He was doing commentary. I was on the show. It was a hoot and a half.
It was A real hum banger.
Oh my God, we were banging hums left and right. And so many people came and I got to see them. And one of the people I got to see was Christine. I actually met Christine. She's a real person. And furthermore, she can now confirm that I'm a real person. And she was so sweet. And can I tell you the gift she gave me? Do you know the gift? You don't even know the gift?
I don't think so.
A while ago, I was on a podcast called TV Guidance Counselor with Ken Reed, which is amazing. You can go listen to it. You can pick any old TV guy you want. You go through it with him. So I picked one, I think, from 1957. It was the first one that had Lawrence Welk on the cover. Christine tracked down said TV guide and got it for me. And that's so sweet. And I can't wait to show it to Ken. Ken's going to be over the moon. There's two people who are excited about Lawrence Welk TV guides. It's me and Ken. So thank you, Christine. And she a lovely tangerine tribute. She said, I pay my debts unlike Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green's been wrestling long enough, and I think he's had OnlyFans long enough to pay me back now. Drop a little shoulder for me. Just say this picture, whatever it is, I don't care.
She should drop a shoulder, and there should be a picture of you.
Yes. And say, please tip me, and I'll give this guy his $10 back so he will shut up. Amanda is also someone I saw last night. She was dressed as a fortune teller.
I knew she'd be there.
Ooh, huh? Amanda says, good morning, sir. Hello, friends. I'm still in awe over how incredible old wrestling was. Old wrestling is like the opposite of every wrestling show, but I mean that in the best way.
It's way more of a show than it is wrestling. Imagine walking into a wrestling show and the entire show is in black and white. Mm-hmm. Every gimmick is from the loose 20s, 30s.
Yeah, the loose ones. You mean with the flappers?
Loose flaps. But just like this kind of amoebus area of either 1920, 1930.
Yeah.
I was on commentary last night with President William Howard Taft.
Mm-hmm.
There was the Phantom made an appearance last night.
How can you lose?
RJ Metropolis was on the show last night. There was a wrestling swamp person and a coal miner.
And also one of my favorite wrestling names ever, Honey Grease.
Honey Grease
was on the show. Big Honey Grease guy. Pam says, happy pre-Halloween. Tomorrow's Halloween. What are you being?
Oh, I'm being, my daughter is dressing as a tiny horse.
Okay, you're dressing her, though. She's too young. It's not like she said, I want to be a horse.
But I'm wearing my old wrestling, old costume and throwing on a hat and being a race announcer.
Oh, my God.
And
amazing.
My wife is just going to have handfuls of money.
Great.
To bet on our daughter.
And you're just going to have a walk around the house and you'll commentate
we might go to like a friend's house and knock on the door.
No, but I mean just film.
Oh, yeah, she's racing. Be like, here she comes.
Yeah.
Rosamond's Hope down the stretch.
And then you got to rip up the tickets.
No, my wife's going to rip up her tickets when she loses. She's the only horse in the race and is somehow going to lose.
Pam said, I added a bit too much sugar in the coffee. We're drinking coffee from this house that was here, but it also came with a big tub of
Coffee Mate coffee whitener.
Because you know how you look at coffee and you're like, I like the taste, just not the color of it.
So let's talk about this coffee. We made a pot in the Black & Decker coffee.
Yeah.
Pull the coffee pot over. And then they provide these mugs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this mug already, my hand will cover the mug.
Yeah.
But the hand will barely meet up with the pot.
Yeah, this is like that Andre the Giant scam when he held the beer and there's just a small can of beer.
Oh, big coffee.
It's an attractive man. Zoel said, good morning from the spooky state of Kansas. Whoa. The new AEW had so many swerves. I'm surprised there wasn't a bro drop. I had a question, I think, about some reference to Vince Russo, and I was smart enough to edit it out of my notes. So I was like, this is stupid. But we did talk about, oh my God, it's the first time I mentioned Shaka Khan, I believe, in the AEW episode. It's the depth. We're confusing the depth. Amanda said, sure hope the fire is inside. I'm heating up. It's a hot one. Rod said, hey, W, spectacular this morning. Maybe the best yet. Well, don't tell me. Go tell Swerve and go tell AW. And they made those little drawings and they would make a nice signed print. My idea was those drawings should be AW should sell those as signed prints. So like the one of me and Swerve signs it. Maybe I sign it, but more importantly, Swerve signed it. And it's a print. I think it's great.
The artist should sign it and have it say one of one. So there's only one person who can have that.
Poe Girl said, okay, live by a fire on Devil's J night, Devil's afternoon. I hope the Detroit match was a success. I think it was a rousing success.
Oh, it was I would say rousing success.
And it'll be available at some point, streaming, whatever it is.
Yeah, I want to say it's very rare that you see a match that gets 2 mid-match standing ovations.
Yep. But old wrestling is a thing where it's like really, really should be experienced live.
It's phenomenal.
It's the only show I recommend you go to. Austin said, "Hi, happy one, happy Halloween Eve." But isn't Halloween All Hallows Eve? This is a double Eve.
Yes.
This is the Eve. Oh my God, we're so behind.
Let's go.
Lord, look, we're missing all this shit. All right.
Okay. Back. Where the hell are we?
Jesus.
Okay.
Midnight Cowboy. Mindy Cohen and Nancy McKeon Appreciation Day should be a thing.
100%.
I did the Facts of Life. I reacted to that. Everyone's saying nug, nug, nug. We got that. Sean said, I must assume that's an undershirt.
This?
Well, there's nothing under it. It's an overshirt.
Nobody wants to see what's there.
Rod said, does Nug work as a John Goodman stand-in?
I would like to. I think John Goodman is wonderful, but I'm nowhere near as tall.
No. Have you been a stand-in for anyone?
No, I haven't. I've stood in for lighting purposes on set.
Who's the most famous person you've been on screen with?
Martin Short.
Really?
Screen?
Wouldn't you say?
I got cut out of that movie.
You weren't in the
No, the mom's Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
And
there was an indie show once, and I was like, hey, Nug's a good ring announcer if you need to whatever. And the booker said, tell him to get some more experience on the indies. And my response was, he was in a movie with Philip Seymour Hoffman. And there was a silence.
The indies.
Claire said, clocks went back last night. Grateful for YouTube notifications, would have missed this. Is that true? Did we get an extra hour? Did we blow it? Oh my God. I should have notified people. Jesus. Happy Human Adventure said, Rod Johnson. I thought the exact same thing. I don't know what that is. Matt Sandy said the reply to Whose House was brilliant.
It was so
good. It was maybe one of my favorite lines that I've done.
You got to keep stuff like that in your back pocket just for such an occasion.
Yeah.
Swerve's going to say Whose House, and so you're ready.
Yeah. It was great. And it just hung there.
Oh, God, so funny.
I always love when I know people like when people get angry, but he was so calm and patient with me and tried to talk me down from situations and took me seriously. And I tried to get justice for Keith, humanize him a little more.
Justice for Keith.
Bazit said, hello from Pakistan, my naked friend. That Hugh Laurie line has me giggling ever since I saw the episode. Well, of course, before you saw it, you didn't know it existed. Nell said, the gang is all here today. Hail, hail. I believe that was the thing.
That's right.
Rob said, Bazit's stream. Yes, Rob likes when Bazit calls me my naked friend. Bazit said naked friends is more appropriate. Said, no, I'm the only naked friend and clothed companion.
I got socks on.
Mia said, I want to say again, thanks, Christine, for my card and pin. You're the best. Mia, this is not time to talk to Christine. This is about me, and this is about Nug. So organize your comments appropriately. Nell said, what would be your and Nug's rap name? I would be Inner City, I think would be fair to say. But it would be emotional. Meaning it would be coming from me.
And I would go Notorious NUG.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Because Nug does not sound like a 90s rap name at all.
But it's also it's a nickname I've had since grade 5, but people assume it's about pot for some reason. So I'd like to
because people would say Nug a lot.
No, it has nothing to do with pot. The quick version is
when you say pot, you mean like a marijuana cigarette.
I mean like a funny cigarette.
Okay.
The fast version is when I moved to a new school in grade 5, no one could pronounce my name. Chicken McNuggets were brand new, and there was another fat kid named Burger. So it was just a tornado of events at the same time that resulted in Nug.
And now, but you said Burger was angry at you.
There was a time when Burger wanted to fight me after school, and I said, I can't today because I'm going out with my family and it's Friday, so they're picking me up. We're going out, so can we do this on Monday? And Burger said yes, and then forgot about it.
What? And then you reminded him.
I did remind him of
Burger. It's Monday. Nug versus Burger.
Are we going to fight? And he's like,
Rod said, took a strong shot at Billy Joel too. Yes, I did.
Stay down, Billy Joel. You've had it too good for too long.
Sometimes you're like, you click on the link and it's like, Swerve's going to get it good. And then I'm cool with him and I'm just massacring musical artists. Swerve got it. Billy Joel got it. Fat Joe got it. Snoop got it a little bit. And Master P. Suplexus said, good morning, RJ and Nug. Hope you guys are getting Iron Sheik level heat from that nice fire behind you. My back is not broken, but I find it humbling.
It's not bad. It's almost like a fireside chat.
He doesn't run that Twitter anyway. Matt Sandy said, let's hope that Swerve's issue with Bow Wow doesn't overshadow your issue with Alf. Oh, fuck Alf.
All right. You're way behind on the chat. This is my job.
Nails said, Christine's bootleg card to Mia was awesome. Nails, this is not about Christine or Mia. Thank you. Christine said, you're welcome. This is Josh Lemley said, RJ, since you're a rap expert, what is your thought on City of Crime? The rap from the end of the movie Dragnet. You know what? Before I did the Swerve interview, I was going through a bunch, and I did watch it. Tremendous choreography. I will give them that. Have you seen the music video? It's worth it. You should look it up.
The Dragnet is a very underrated, great, terrible movie.
And Aykroyd dabbled a lot in the hip-hop scene because Tupac was in Nothing But Trouble. AKA Baldy has been a member for 6 months and just said Mauve Beret. And you're in Camp Mauve. You're not Camp Mauve.
No, I'm Camp Mauve.
I must be a Canadian thing. John said good morning. Mia said, what request? Stop talking to other people. I'm reading these comments and I'm just being a messenger for you. Human Adventure said, we all love you and appreciate the things you do. Without sounding like an ass, what is the exact demographic you're going for?
Oh, Jesus.
Like you, I appreciate a lot of different things. Well, I guess I am somewhat versatile. And I think in my current position in the Hey W, I think that's important because I have to talk to Swerve and I have to talk to Jim Ross. You know?
You've got to hit every generation. And if you don't, if you can't appeal to the kids, appeal to their grandparents, who might buy them a ticket to a show.
Yes. And I also feel like, and now I'll throw it back to you. What is my demographic? What does this turn into? And is the brand confusion the problem? Is that what's been holding me back, hampering my success?
Yeah.
And is that why Renee's so successful? Because she just goes for people who smile. And that's like a clear brand. People who wear busy shirts and ruin an episode of Dynamite.
I'm just trying to, there should be no tension between you two, your coworkers.
Yeah. She probably got expense that shirt to Tony. Here you go. This is what I wore. Here's a receipt.
You have to start wearing shirts.
Jeff said, well, I'm another year older. Didn't get that cameo for my birthday, but it's still a nice day. Jeff wanted someone to order him a cameo from me for his birthday.
I forgot.
No, fucked up. And he forgot it.
Fucked up.
And we're sorry and happy birthday, Jeff. You got this, though. This is what I do during a cameo. And you got it for free. David said, whose house? To whom does this house belong? I come to Hey W for the whimsical grammar. Maybe that's my demo. Christine said, what kid doesn't love Rosemary's Baby? Yeah, exactly. Well, probably the baby in it. And they're like, hail Satan at the end.
Other babies.
Oh, my God.
Other babies are just somebody else's baby.
I love, when I saw my niece, I don't think my brother liked it, but I kept doing that from the ending of Rosemary's Baby. Hail Satan. What's the kid's name?
Oh,
Damien or something?
No.
He is the chosen one. He will lead us. Hail Satan. Your baby's right here. He didn't care for it. Leo said, come to London and you can meet me. I should go to London. I have plenty of people I need to see in London.
Ontario,
I have friends there. London, Ontario. It's just 2 hours away from here. Yeah. It's great. Amanda said, I too met Christine and she is a gem. Not about her. Not the Christine show. Nail said, Rosemary's Baby scares a lot of people when you don't even see the actual baby. It was good filmmaking. And imagine how much better it would have been if Van Johnson was in it. Was there a baby somewhere? Mm-hmm. Poe Girl, just a wonderful tribute with the cheerleader, and that's so sweet. And thank you. And look at that splits on the cheerleader. I guess she's airing out. Nail said, how was the show last night? Asking performance and attendees. I said tonight, I was unusually happy. For after a wrestling show, you rarely see me that happy.
Both you and Dalton, who were on the show last night, Dalton Cassidy was on the show as the Phantom last night, are both particularly critical after a show about your own performance, and you're openly supportively, constructively critical about each other's stuff.
Yes.
And both of you sat down and went, what a good time.
Yeah,
and it was a very odd experience for me sitting with two happy wrestlers after a show where that doesn't happen very often.
Here's a great question from Human Adventures. I'm so sorry to ask, but who's the nice gentleman sitting next to you? And what does he do exactly? Again, not trying to sound like an ass.
Oh, well.
The floor is yours.
The floor is mine. RJ and I are friends, and I'm an improviser and an actor in Toronto.
And a director and an instructor,
writer,
and a pro wrestling analyst.
And also I do I guess, commentary. I can ring announce. I'm the general manager of Greektown Wrestling.
Yes.
In Toronto, which sometimes comes to London, Leo. Come to see a Greektown show. And then I got RJ after a couple of shows. I watched him in. I said, you should come to improv. And
I said, you should come to wrestling. Job swap. Freaky Friday.
It was Freaky Friday.
Here we are. Pogirl said, any coverage of old wrestling last night? Like, you mean press coverage?
I know they filmed it.
They filmed it, and I think they make it look old and then put it online.
Put it on
so you'll see it at some point for sure. Typo said, sounds amazing. Shenanigans are one of my favorite parts of wrestling, and this sounds like all shenanigans all the time. Wrestling is one big shenanigan. Christine said, I'm going to post old wrestling pics later today on Instagram and Twitter in sepia tone, of course. Thank you for respecting the business. SM said, a tiny horse? Oh my God, that's adorable. By the way, Nails tweeted it, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago. Bobby Fish actually did the horse.
Yeah.
He did it, and he was dressed like a horse. I believe he was wearing your daughter's costume, and he did the horse. So if you want to see it, I think Nails has gifted it. Gifted it. Yeah, see? Nails said Bobby did the horse at last. Mia has a request for SM Happy Birthday Angel by Shaggy, but make it dark, please.
All right. God, here we go. Happy Birthday Angel by Shaggy.
No, it's not Happy Birthday Angel.
Angel by Shaggy.
Yeah.
Make it dark.
Girl, you're my angel. You're my darling angel. Closer than my peeps you are to me, baby. Shorty, you're my angel. You're my darling angel. Girl, you're my friend when I'm in need. Life is one big party when you're still young. Who's going to have you back when it's all done? It's all good when you're little. You have pure fun. Can't be a fool, son. What about the long run? Looking back, Shorty, always a mention, said me not giving her much attention. She was there through my incarceration. So I want to show the nation my appreciation. Girl, you're my angel. You're my darling angel. Closer than my peeps you are to me. Shorty, you're my angel. You're my darling angel. Girl, you're my friend when I'm in need. Lady. That's it. That's all I'm doing. This is too long otherwise. This is a book. What the hell is wrong with you?
Very fast so he can fill a lot of words in a short amount of time. And when 40
minutes have gone by. Christine said, thank you, Nug, for warning me how handsome the Phantom was. I shielded my eyes.
The Phantom last night, cursed with handsomeness, had his mask removed. And on cue, without prompting, an entire section of the audience fainted like they were doing the reverse wave.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing.
Here's a question. Here's a hot topic from Leo. So what's your guys' view on cancel culture? If you want to get to 1 million views, you need to do that. Shock us.
Oh, shock us. Yeah. Cancel culture.
Yeah. Well, I thought they should have canceled Friends. I don't think they should have given it an ending. I think it was a shit ending. I think it was stupid, and I think they should have just pulled the plug on it. And now you got that Matthew Perry insulting Keanu Reeves.
How dare you, Matthew Perry?
Gee, I hope everyone's really happy about keeping that guy around.
I think they're both Canadian, and I honestly think Matthew Perry thought, I'll just have a runner in my book about how I don't like Keanu Reeves, just for laughs. But nobody thinks it's funny.
No.
Because it's out of nowhere.
But we all remember comedic genius Matthew Perry.
We all remember how funny he is.
So I wrote a tweet, and then I decided not to tweet it. But I'll share it here so I couldn't explain it. So you know how Jerry Lee Lewis, they said he was dead, and then they're like, no, wait, he's not dead yet. And then 2 days later, he was dead. So right when he was definitely dead, I was going to tweet out the exact quote from Matthew Perry about, I think it's like, why is Heath Ledger dead, but Keanu Reeves still walks among us? And I was going to tweet, why is Jerry Lee Lewis dead, but Jerry Lee Lewis still walks among us? And I was like, no one is going to get.
I would have done, why is Jerry Lee Lewis dead, but Matthew Perry is still among us?
Yeah, but then I get people you know what I mean? I don't want to like
stupid comments.
Sometimes when I tweet jokes, like I really go for a joke that does not beget conversation because I don't want to. You know what I'm talking about? SM said I missed the underwear. No, you didn't, because you didn't get it. They're these. They're Armani. They're blue, but they're by the fire, so they're hot. Okay, we're back. We're back.
Keep this chat going.
Girl said this would be a nice regular podcast, Nug and RJ. Round the fire chat. Yes, because I need another way not to make money.
That's right.
Austin said, I tell everyone that Halloween is my Christmas. So Halloween Eve can be appropriate. What are we doing?
Somebody here.
Oh, question for both. Yes, question for both of you. What's your favorite song from Rocky Horror Picture Show?
I'm fond of the Meatloaf Hot Patootie. Like I love when Eddie sings Hot Patootie. Mm-hmm. But I really do love Wild and Untamed Thing because it comes at such a weird point.
I love the ending song. Don't Dream It. Yeah. I also liked the songs in Shock Treatment.
Underrated.
Yeah. I mean, look, it has its problems for sure. But what I love more than Rocky Horror Picture Show, which came out right before it, is Phantom of the Paradise.
I cannot say enough great things about Phantom of the Paradise. Difficult to find a copy of it anywhere.
Yes. If you like Rocky Horror,
you would love Phantom of the Paradise.
You would love it. And I think the music is better.
Yeah, Paul Williams.
Paul Williams. Can't go wrong. What's my demo? People who love... Oh, my God. Mikey said, question for Nug. Any stories of being on the Love Guru set?
Yes. When I was on the Love Guru, I had one line, one day, and I ended up getting 3 days out of it, which is fantastic because it was a little disorganized.
Yeah.
And people, when I got to set, people would say, Mr. Myers is directing. He's also in this. He's very busy. Don't talk to him. Don't look him in the eye. Don't make eye contact. Don't try to approach him. And I was like, fuck, okay. And then my third day, I'm finally on set. We're walking into Air Canada Center to shoot this thing.
Yes.
And I'm getting to set, and I meet Jessica Alba, and she's lovely. And as we're walking to set, they're like, if you see Mr. Myers, don't talk to him. Don't look at him. And here he comes in full gear, dressed like, there's the focus, dressed like the Love Guru. And he's got people all around him that are asking him questions like, Gatorade said we can't use an orange cooler. What color do you want to paint the cooler? And he's like, I don't give a shit. And then we're passing, and he looks at me and he goes, hey, Nug. And I go, hey, Mike. We just keep going. And then all the people around me telling me not to talk to him were like, well, you didn't say you knew who he was. You didn't say he knew you. And I was like, he bet me one time. But anyway, great time. I got to yell at Jessica Alba. Easy peasy. Tons of fun. And somehow I got 3 days of shooting out of one line.
Yeah. Well, I got to yell at Courtney Cox, but it wasn't on camera.
No, it wasn't.
Tom. Oh, my God. I met Tom last night. And Tom was so nice. He showed me his profile picture. He said, I'm this guy. Because his profile picture is Andre the Giant and Godzilla. Both. Is Godzilla hot? Sometimes. Many different versions.
Many different versions of Godzilla.
And Tom was wearing the shirt of me in the bathtub and then bought the 8x10 of me in the bathtub. And also has the YouTube members shirt. That was a member exclusive shirt. And he's going to frame it.
Wow.
Which is so sweet. And I signed it. It was lovely meeting you, Tom. Miss Andy said, have you ever seen, I met her, but I know her already. So Sierra, and she was flapped out. She was flapping. And she apparently stayed in Windsor and was very excited that we have a black woman on the $10 bill. She was like, this is fantastic. I want to move here. Miss Andy said, have you ever seen the 1985 made-for-TV movie Poison Ivy?
So I have seen it because I'm right in that age. Like that was for me.
Yeah, that Robert Klein peak.
I'm at the peak, but I don't remember it, but I know I've seen it because I remember it being such a move for both of them, both Nancy McKeon and Michael J. Fox. How do we fix
There we go.
There it is.
It's just so much depth.
It's true.
Mia said clocks don't go back yet. Thank you, Mia.
Oh, no way.
That poor woman was confused.
The answer is this person's in Ireland.
Claire. Thanks, Claire. Jesus. You almost ruined my whole day, Claire. Nell said UK's went back. Queens. All right. Yeah, everyone said the same thing.
Great.
Ali said November 6th is the fall back. Where were you on November 6th? Spot Center said, I blocked the guy that told you no thanks, dude, on Twitter to your Spaces tweet. I hope a bird.
Oh, so you did somebody that this was on Spaces and someone said no thanks, dude? Imagine going out of your day to be an asshole.
So his name is Sean.
Right out of your way.
His name is Sean.
Okay.
He's not even following me. So how are you seeing my stuff?
Maybe because one of your followers or his friends is in this.
And then all his tweets are complaining about the NBA. Oh, and then okay. But tweets that show me he's perhaps a on the wrong side of history.
I think so.
So I'm okay with that. That's fine. It takes a lot for me to block people, though. Christine, sorry, I missed the nice stuff. Oh, jeez, not talking. Leo, most wrestling promoters don't know who Philip Seymour Hoffman is. If it isn't Fast and Furious or have Adam Sandler in it.
I got a line loaded up. Tell me he was in a movie with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
He was in a movie with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Who'd he ever beat?
There you go. Were you in a movie with Adam Sandler?
No.
Can you 6 degrees it?
With Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
I was in a movie with, oh God, can I 6 degrees Adam Sandler? I was in a movie with, was Mike Myers and Adam Sandler in the thing together?
I think you can get, but you can certainly get there if they weren't in one together.
Mike Myers, and then from there, another Saturday Night Live person, and then Adam Sandler.
Yeah. So you go from Myers.
Myers was in a movie with
Dana Carvey. Does Dana Carvey help at all?
Carvey Spade.
No.
Don't worry about it.
City Nuggets could be a rapping group name. It's not really a pun because it doesn't mean anything else.
How about this? Watch his face. What about Future Nuggets? Remember we had Future Nuggets?
We ate at Boston Market yesterday, and they had Future Nuggets, which I guess came from, I don't know, the year 2525?
The way off in the far future.
Oh, boy. If those are Future Nuggets, count me out. I want to get off. Jesus. Mia said, Nug, you have a nice smile. RJ, I missed the underwear. Yeah, okay, you got it. You're watching Hey W. Please, also, by the way, if you have not watched, go watch. It's Swerve, and he's nice, and he swerves. Human Adventure said, if I may ask the question for the Nugs, did you ever have a crush on a cartoon character?
Yeah, and as it goes with the rest of my life growing up, crushes on the wrong people. Velma, Scooby-Doo.
Oh, yeah.
Would never work out.
Work about on the wrong side of history.
That's
Christine
right.
said, I love Dragnet, the Virgin Connie Swale.
Don't you mean the Virgin Connie Swale? Burn, 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 burn.
Mass Andy said, Mackenzie Aston is the son of John Aston. A few years ago when I was waiting in line to meet John at an event, Mackenzie was just hanging out there.
It's true.
I thought so. I saw her name on the Facts of Life thing. Nail said, it's so funny when the attention isn't on RJ and he gets cranky.
He's like that all the time.
It's not about crosstalk. I'm not delivering messages for you on foot here, like some sort of courier. I wonder if RJ talks to his therapist about us. I just send her these links, and she gives me notes. Can we please get a duet? Amanda has a request.
Oh.
Perhaps a rap. You're not getting a rap.
That's not a duet. That's a collaboration.
What do you know?
Oh, God. What do we know?
What do we know?
Oh, I'm very 80s. Like, it doesn't work for him.
Yeah.
I'm a 70s, 80s guy.
Yeah, 70s. What do we know? What's a duet? Is there a duet?
Let's think about
All right, give us a minute, Amanda. Nasty Leroy said, kids and grandparents, that's your crowd. It's why, yes, run the gamut. Everyone's saying happy birthday, Jeff. What do I care? Miss Annie said, Charles Grodin's performance in Rosemary's Baby is underappreciated. Also correct. Leo said, if you come to the UK, which I don't think you will, they will book you in a match with probably Mad Kurt or Grado or someone like that. Grado messaged me once at the height of the David Arquette stuff and then never again. So Sierra said it was an amazing show. Midnight Cowboy said, does your Airbnb have Jenga on the table? Everyone, we have Mastermind.
And there's Monopoly. And there's one more under Monopoly.
Who thinks?
Scrabble.
Yeah, nobody opens these.
Where do you are, my sunshine?
Sean's losing it that Bobby did the horse. Nail said, I think the show might be on.
Is that do we can duet on that?
Sure. Do you want to just?
Am I gonna?
Sure. Do you know the really sad verse in between?
I
sing
don't
it.
know.
Okay, you sing. How are we doing this?
You want me to sing? You harmonize.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. I thought you were harmonizing. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. So please don't take my sunshine away. Here's the verse. The other night, as I lay sleeping, I dreamt I held you by my side. But when I woke up, I was mistaken. and I hung my head and I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. So please don't take my sunshine away. Oh, please don't go away with that sun. Come back here, over there with my rays.
Rat-a-tat.
And then fade. Really, I see why they cut that verse out.
It just sounds like you're going to hang yourself. It doesn't sound like you're going to hang your head and cry.
There's an episode of the Andy Griffith Show where it's going to jump and we're going to lose our place. So be careful. See? See? Never mind. No one will know about the episode of the Andy Griffith Show.
Where they said they loved my stern face during your Shaggy read.
Okay, hold on. Charles Grodin, we did that. Midnight Cowboy, we did that.
No, I hope Nug does the Shaggy part. I don't do. My friend Dave Messiano does a great Shaggy.
I love Nug watching his performance with the utmost gravity.
What am I gonna do? We interrupt?
He's grounded. Who trained you? Uta Hagen? Member for 5 months, Almighty Scorpion. I know what a 5 months it's been. Thank you for your support. Aaron enjoys whatever we just did. Nail said, "Oh my God, get new material." Squirrel Squad. By the way, I want to point this fella out. He is the person who has drawn all those wonderful thumbnail Hey W art.
Those are great. Squirrel Squad. Those are fantastic.
And there's more coming. He just drew it, and I sent it to my boss, and my boss was like, "Great, we should get him to do this whole thing," and they did, and I'm very happy. And let's make some prints of this person's work. 100%. It's beautiful. Squirrel said, if Swerve does see your rendition of Shaggy, I think you will definitely end up on a song. That way, he doesn't have to pay either of us. SM said, Matthew Perry is on the list. I think he's on everybody's list right now. Like, I wouldn't worry about putting him on our specific list. I want people on my list who aren't on anyone else's list. He's just shitty in general. Rob said, Matthew Perry tried to mow me down on his bike in Riverside Park. That's what you get for flipping him off. Nail said, I haven't seen or read the whole quote about Keanu from Matthew, so I'm taking his headlines with a pinch of salt. I'm sure his book is just so witty, though.
People are thrilled that he wrote a book.
And yes, Matthew Perry, Nails is confirming, almost killed Rob, and I missed it as I was petting a dog and not taking care of your man.
Look at this. Lawrence says Matthew Perry famously bullied Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, that's what I love.
How do we live in a world?
He's probably like, check this out, and poked him in the chest. Happy Human Adventure said, if you were going to be in one television show of your choosing at any time, what would it be? And which character is written off so you're now on the show? So we would have to replace someone?
Yeah, I guess you're writing off a character and coming in as a new character.
More and more, my first instinct was Wings, but more and more, I think I would have been great on designing women.
That's a very good answer for you.
Yeah, it would be great. And, at some point, Meshach Taylor dies. So I could just replace him.
Take over.
Yeah.
I'd pick Night Court. And I would take over I think by the end of the run, they had milked every goofy thing that Bull Shannon could do.
Yeah, they got him
a
puppet.
I would replace Bull, and you'd go from a giant to a little round person.
Yes.
I would like that.
Typo said, RJ, do you wear socks during the streams? I am of barefoot at the moment because it's very hot. But sometimes when I do it in my usual spot, it gets cold. So then sometimes I'll wear them. Rob said, RJ stood up and I nearly lost an eye. Oh, my God. Is this what we're talking about? Josh said, which universally loved actor or actress would you like to take a Perry-esque swipe at for maximum blowback? I just threw strays at Billy Joel. You watch every episode of Hey W. I will say next week's episode is really heavy on cutting up one actor for pretty much no reason.
I'm very excited.
No, absolutely. And I went, sometimes you finish the episode and I go, what have I done?
So I would say because of the Matthew Perry. Remember Matthew Perry was on Friends and they had all those other shows that they trotted out to try and get the vibe off of Friends.
Yeah.
Single guy, Jonathan Silverman.
Oh, yes. What about two guys, a girl, and a pizza place?
Well, that one guy doesn't exist anymore.
Yes. I liked Dharma and Greg.
Both of them?
Yeah. People are very heavy into the Dharma.
I liked how Greg turned from that to a very serious show.
Yep. Miss Annie said, different strokes, facts of life, and Hello Larry make up the Philip Drummond extended universe.
Hello Larry.
Mia said, what game show would you both go on together?
Okay, so the Airbnb today featured a Roku television that only aired a game show channel, and we were watching some of the worst game shows. I think as partner, if we're doing a partner game, I think we'd be good on Bumper Stumpers.
Yeah.
Classic Canadian game show. I also think we'd be good on Definition, which was kind of like a early Wheel of Fortune Canadian game show with Jim Perry as the host.
I think we would have been great on what's the game? It's just charades. What's that game?
Talk About? Party game?
Is that it? With the celebrities? It would be like Carol Burnett.
Yeah, it was just charades. Was it Talk About?
It was just charades. It was that and Pictionary, but I think that would be
Win, Lose, or Draw. I don't know if we'd be good.
Party game would be like Billy Van, right?
Yeah, Billy Van.
Like, okay.
Billy and Jack.
Aaron said, speaking of Halloween musicals, I've actually met Nug many times because the multiple times I saw Evil Dead the musical when I lived in the GTA.
I was in, not the very original run was at the Transact Club in Toronto.
Yes.
And famously did a show the night that the power went out on the East Coast. And they actually went outside and people pulled up their cars and they finished the show under the headlights. And then it got retooled for Just for Laughs in Montreal. And that's when I got brought in. And I was Jake from Evil Dead 2. And he has a big song called Good Old Reliable Jake. There's nothing like having your very first moment in a musical be singing a song about how awesome you are.
I also
Evil
saw
Dead
you
ran for 2 years.
I had also saw you in Cannibal the musical.
I was in Cannibal the musical. I was in a live adaptation of Night of the Living Dead that ended with a big musical number.
I had also saw you in an improvised musical.
Yeah, and then one time I've improvised musicals a lot in a thing called we were called Songbuster.
Yeah,
and then also a couple of years I did a show with some friends where we set up a karaoke machine and we did Hall & Oates as a jukebox musical with a karaoke machine. The audience could sing along, but we improvised the scenes between the songs.
And then you were in that remount of Damn Yankees, but it didn't get off the ground.
Yeah.
And what happened there?
We weren't Yankee enough.
Yeah, it did well. Not in Toronto.
No, it wouldn't fly.
He just didn't read. Neil said, is Dalton not staying at the same place as you? No, Dalton had a 6 a.m. flight, and I think we hung out last night, and he went back to his hotel for 2 hours and then went to the airport.
That's exactly what happened. We, however, were woken up by boats.
Oh, yeah, there was boats. Like, shades of tugboat. There's a real-life tugboat, because we're staying, like, on a lake, and it's so not like, how's anybody living here?
I don't understand it.
Really, really obnoxious. Nail said, I hate when people reply to tweets to say they're not interested in what you're saying. It's not like I tagged the person.
That's like,
okay, weirdo, and piss off and be pointless. There's one guy on every AW post about me. His name is Michael something, and he just did it before I got on here. I saw it. He calls me a sissy, and he wants to see the interviewer be a real man, and it's the funniest. It's like, some negative comments are a little upsetting and annoying. You don't want people to have a bad thing, but there's other ones where I'm just like, I love this. I love this comment. I also would like to pay tribute to a fine man who's in Spaces right now, and I don't want to single him out and make him feel bashful, but smart Mark Sterling is in Spaces, and I want to, I respect this man, and it intellectually raises the level of this. It's like, I'm doing a TED Talk, because you can do them for everyone because it's a scam.
Yes.
But then you see a Nobel Peace Prize winner in the audience, and you go, maybe this person is onto something. That's what he does, for me.
Smart Mark Sterling, for me, I like that he's bringing legality back to wrestling.
Yes.
I like that he gets in there with lawsuits. And
it's like shooting fish in a barrel because no one skirts more copyright laws than professional wrestlers.
Wonderful.
And it's about time that changed.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He could probably just take out every episode of ECW that's anywhere right now. He could just yank it.
Remember it back in the Attitude Era and beyond, where people
I tuned out then. I wasn't watching.
I'm gonna sue you, and you hear a wrestler go, "I'm gonna sue you," like that's the last recourse they could take, and then they call in some lawyer that you've never seen before. Smart Mark Sterling is a lawyer, is there on the ball, and when he says he's going to sue you, you believe it.
Yeah, he's not a fly-by-night.
He's not some random guy. He's there every week.
Yeah, he cares.
He cares,
and he cares.
Cares about the law.
Yeah, and the other great thing is like people have slip and falls in wrestling all the time.
If you've been hurt in a slip and fall,
call
Smart Mark Sterling.
Nail said, I hate when... Oh, I just read that. Jesus.
Fast and Market. Future nuggets is what Nug should call his children. My future children. My current child is a nugget.
Julie said, was Sandler not on SNL the same time as Myers? Yes, but I think we were playing 6 Degrees with movies.
Yeah, we were trying to figure it out. Myers did
Leo said, are you still angry at the Hey W t-shirt man? Yes, because I don't have official merchandise. So as of this writing, I have not. When it comes out, I will post about it and I'll make it abundantly clear. So when people are in the front row being like, hey, I made a Hey W shirt, you're bootlegging merchandise. Talk about, and I'm happy that Smart Mark Sterling is here because these people should be served with C&Ds.
You should call him to get a hold of that dude.
Yeah, injunction the shit out of these people. They think, oh, look at me. And then they go, after the show, they'll hawk it. They'll sell it for $15. And they're not paying taxes on it.
So Leo is apparently just IMDbing me and everything I've been in.
Yeah.
Or not Leo, Mikey G. One more nug question. Any Jackie Chan stories from the Tuxedo?
You were in the Tuxedo.
I was in the Tuxedo with Jackie Chan.
You weren't in the Tuxedo. You were in the film The Tuxedo.
Yes, I was an FBI agent, and then I was in FBI agent clothes, right. And then I was undercover as a homeless guy.
Okay.
And
was it the same character?
Same guy.
Okay.
And Colin Mockery was in that show too.
Oh,
Colin and I are friends, and we just hung out and had a good time. I got to be friends. It's kind of like when you do a play.
Yeah.
And you go to war for like 6 weeks with this group of people, and you become really close friends, and then you never talk to each other again.
Because that's what I think about. Like I did Equus, and that to me was my Vietnam.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then you make really strong friendships for the time you're there. And I was on set a lot because I was in the background of a bunch, and then I had a bunch of lines. But I got to be really good friends with Jennifer Love Hewitt on set.
Okay.
We hung out a lot. We had lunch. We hung out. We're fun. And then
what was the show she did? A Whisperer, Ghost Whisperer, or some shit? Ghost Time, Medium Time.
Ghost Whisperer. I think she's on 911 now.
She would just... She would do that. Go ahead.
So anyway, we were having lunch, and Jackie Chan was sitting with us. We're all chatting and having lunch. I'm just listening because I was very young. And
You're under the learning tree of Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Jennifer Love Hewitt. And we're having lunch, and it's great. And then the van pulls up. We're outside having lunch. This van pulls up, and it says the JC team, and it's Jackie Chan's stunt team. And what they do, Jackie's doing scenes. Jackie's in this movie doing scenes, but the stunt team is working on tomorrow's fight.
Right.
So they roll up, the door opens, 5 or 6 guys roll out and just stand there, and Jackie's eating his lunch, and he goes, oh, hold on a second, and he points to them and says, basically, go.
Yeah.
They do this incredible fight sequence
at lunch,
in front of us, like a weird art, like a demonstration, like a street performance, and it's unbelievable. The guys are just getting the crap kicked out of them. Jennifer Love Hewitt and I are just like, holy crap! And then it finishes, and Jackie stands up and goes. He walks over and like repositions a guy's hand, says 2 things to this guy. They do it again with 2 slight changes. Jackie nods. They all get in the van and go. It took 5 minutes. And I said, what was that? And he goes, that's tomorrow's fight. And so the next, Jackie learned the fight by watching them, corrected 2 things, and decided that was it. And then they went away.
Amazing.
That's their job.
Amazing.
Phenomenal. Just phenomenal.
And Jennifer Love Hewitt didn't have a van?
No, there was no JLH team.
Oh, that's a shame. Leo said, do you think Shrek was never really that good?
It's fine.
It's okay. I don't think it'll last. 10 years from now, I don't think it'll last. I think people still talk about a Toy Story or what have you.
Austin's got to leave Zoel. Look at this.
Goodbye, Austin. Zoel said Mike Myers was in a Wayne's World with David Spade, who is in a film called Jack and Jill with featured Adam Sandler. And you can also, once you get to David Spade, you have Farley, and then you can get Farley to Sandler. No problem. SM said, I finally got a gift card to PWT, Pro Wrestling Tees, for my birthday. I'm going to spend it on RJ's throwback merch in November. Yes, by the way, for all the people who are like, where's all your old merch? I'm doing Nostalgic November and releasing all my old merch just for that month. And then it's gone forever until probably next November. Miss Andy said, when is the album of Keith Lee's dramatic reading of the Cracker Barrel menu being released? Which I mentioned on Hey W.
Well, it'll be a hidden track on Swerve's CD.
Yeah, we're working out the legalities now, Mark. Miss Andy said, no, I didn't. That was to Smart Mark, so that wasn't a derogatory mark. I read that
Julie
already.
Scott, we're talking about the movies, Julie. I know you said we know they were.
We're doing the movies. Typo said, is there any old wrestling style merchandise that looks like vintage merch? There's so much.
All of it. The great shirt, the yellow one that the staff were wearing last night. Just
Google
yellow
old
with black letters that said "Wham Bam Body Slam Old Wrestling."
Old Wrestling with an E, and you'll love it.
It's awesome.
Ali said, duet idea request After All by Cher and Peter Cetera. I used to say that about you, that you're a real Peter Cetera kind of guy.
Peter, etc.
Sean said, somebody get Rosie O'Donnell on the phone. Yeah, you know, those cartoons that Squirrel Squad draws of AEW remind me of the old Rosie O'Donnell show intro.
I said it reminded me of Felix the Cat, and then that art is what they kind of used in Cuphead. And
yes.
So it's very good. I liked it a lot.
And now I just want to talk about Rosie O'Donnell. Oh my God, Squirrel Squad said Perry's stepfather, Matthew Perry's stepfather, is Dateline's Keith Morrison.
But I think Matthew Perry's real father was a newsman in Canada. Like I think it was Norm Perry for some reason.
And he was weird too.
Somebody says do a backflip.
No, absolutely not. And you paid that. You knew I wasn't going to do it.
We're flying through the comments here.
Nasty Leroy said, hey, sup, RJ. Sup to you, Nasty Leroy.
Sup.
Enjoy. Go, everyone. Follow Nasty Leroy, too. It's a great.
Somebody said, You Are My Sunshine might be a weirdo stalker song. Yeah, if you sing it the right. Put
all old songs. Everything before, like, 1992 is a weirdo stalker song.
But I think that about A Whole New World from Aladdin.
Yeah.
Because you get a whole new world. Don't you dare close your eyes.
Yeah. This poor woman's all the way 100 feet in the air.
Being threatened.
Oh, my God.
What's the best Halloween cartoon other than Charlie Brown? And why is it Garfield's Halloween special?
I hate Charlie Brown, period. It's just a
It's Waiting for Godot.
Yes, it is.
Get out of here. What's the real one? Halloween cartoon?
Mm-hmm.
Are there known Halloween cartoons?
I don't know. I guess it doesn't count. Do you remember Freaky Stories?
Yeah.
I like that.
Wasn't there an Ed Grimley Halloween episode?
Oh my God, yes. The Misadventures of Ed Grimley. SM said, RJ needs to wrestle in AEW ring now that the rest of the Grigio guys have. Haven't I done enough shit? It's so... By the way, today's episode of AEW is the 30th episode.
Oh my God, happy anniversary.
I did 30 episodes of a show. Sorry, I lost my voice yelling at old wrestling yesterday. But I've done 30 episodes of AEW for AEW. And you're like, you should get in the ring. You should take a back body drop. Why don't you appreciate the achievements I've already made?
Without getting hurt. And then you mentioned the Grigio guys. Have you talked about our favorite wrestler on Twitter?
Our favorite wrestler?
Filipino Grigio.
Oh, yeah. There's a wrestler named Filipino Grigio. And just like, I saw it Censored Nug. I was like, this is the best name ever
in the world.
Leo said, David must have met Matthew Perry many times. Yes, he has. Have you ever discussed Matthew Perry with him? No. And I don't value David's opinions. It doesn't matter to me one way or another.
Darman Greg.
Ali said, please do a Darman Greg intro reaction. I will at some point. And Mark Sterling left. So you whatever you guys said bothered him.
Really bumped him.
Really upset him.
Oh, there's, oh my God, Bumper Stumpers, the honking theme song. Yeah. We saw a ripoff game show today that was all emojis.
Yes.
That was basically Bumper Stumpers.
Emogenius is the name of the show. Let's give them a free plug. Nail said, I like how much the cult I like how much love the cult shows Nug.
Well,
I'm piecing this together now.
I appreciate it.
I think he's one of the only friends of RJ that he doesn't sass. Do I sass?
Oh, yeah. Yesterday you sassed me.
When did
he lost, he bought a little carton of gum, a little plastic thing of gum, and the bag he bought it in, it broke and it was rolling around in the back of the car. He got in the car and wanted the gum and was reaching around his driver's side, reaching around to get the gum. And I'm like, just get out of the car. Just go and open the door and get the gum. And he was like, no. And he tried to reach this way. He couldn't do it. I keep saying, open the door. You could have had it.
I hurt myself straining to get this
idiot. Gum. And then the whole time, why didn't you help me?
Spot Center said, I wore the RJ City French press slam pants in the Halloween parade. In your Easter bonnet with all the frills upon it. What kind of wine do you guys drink? You don't drink.
I don't drink.
You've stopped. How long?
10 years.
Really? Legitimately, your last drink ever was 10 years ago?
It was February 13, 2012.
And you're not even interested in it? You're way over it?
Yeah.
When I stopped drinking, not that it was a big to-do, it was making my skin bad. I was like, it's not worth. I gotta pay to have bad skin. This is really backwards.
What is this?
Mia said we need Ethan Page next on AEW. But yes, I know we need to tweet. I'm sure he will be on at some point.
Absolutely.
Don't worry about it. If the show continues, just watch it. Watch the ones that are out now so we don't get canceled, and then they will be on. 30 episodes. Congrats, guys. Rob said, can you ask Mark Sterling which bar he passed for me? No, I can't because he fucking left. Wow. Way to be late to the party, Rob. Amanda said, I've been waiting to ask you all to sing There's No Business Like Show Business. And just another tribute for the amazing show and nostalgic November. The costumes, the scenery, the makeup, the props, the audience that lifts you when you're down. The headaches, the heartaches, the backaches, the flops, the sheriff who escorts you out of town. The opening when your heart beats like a drum. The closing when the customers don't come. There's no business like show, business like no, business I know. 2, 3, 4. Everything about it is appealing. Everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere can you get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra bow. There's no people like show. People, they smile when they are low. Yesterday they told you would not go far. That night you open and there you are. Next day on your dressing room they've hung a star. Let's go on with the show. Let's go on with the show.
Why didn't you count in the band?
I also didn't do the lyric where your uncle dies at dawn.
When your uncle dies at dawn.
Worst of all, your mom parted. You're broken hearted, but you go on. Every song from that era is just horrible. This has been a great episode, said Suplexicist. Thank you, RJ. And I hope the rest of your day is equally as pleasant.
We got a long drive.
We have like less than let's blow through these. Blow. Sean loved the tuxedo as a kid. Human Adventure said, I once saw a cool RJ shot glass, but I'm unable to locate this. I've never put out a shot glass. That's also bootleg merchandise.
Tuxedo, one of my favorites.
Oh my God.
I appreciate that. You can get it in a bin at Walmart, I think.
Miss Annie said, I met Jackie Chan, asked him to send a copy of my Cannonball Run DVD. One by one, he pointed out all the people on the cover that had died. Yep. What a sweet guy. Neil said, it's not dead, Missy. It's not relevant to me.
Richard Mull was
we got to move on. Brandon Doty said, no, I think it was Bull on win, lose, or draw. That's what I was thinking of. Christina's gifted 5 memberships because she's so sweet. Suplexus, Julie, David, Allie, and Dawn got memberships. Enjoy them. Oh my God. Leo said, do you remember ECW 97 where Matthew Perry was a guest in the ring? No, but I'm going to have to look it up.
It says Joel Gertner interrupted him and he beat him up.
And I was on Joel Gertner's podcast months ago. Nathan said, I quit drinking and got some abs.
I have abs. I have a washboard stomach, but there's a load of towels in.
Hey, boy. Human Adventure said, I just want to say thank you, Nug, for being on the underwear show.
Is that what it's
That's
called?
what it says on your IMDb. I appreciate this on Sunday mornings. And now that I know who you are, you've got a very happy supporter.
Oh, thank you.
Allie said, thank you. Nathan said, my wrestling nickname would be Small Town 7.
Oh, I love it.
Yay, Christine. SM says, it's all about fucking Christine today. I went to a Halloween party last night. One guy got very drunk and lost his mask. He almost cried and asked people to help him find it. I went to a Halloween party once years and years ago, and someone was dressed as those ghosts in the hood, Super Mario. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. They're like red. They have like a red hood. Shy Guy. Thank you. And the person never said a word and never took it off. Oh. And sometimes I think about that person.
I don't like that.
Yeah. Isaiah Cross is here.
Hey.
Tell us about Isaiah Cross and why they should follow the young upstart
wrestler Isaiah Cross. He trains at Hard Knocks Academy.
He's very tall.
Very tall.
He probably uses a big boot.
Got a very Barry Windham vibe, I would say. And if you see him on a show,
but not now.
Just know he's
Barry Windham. Then
he will enter the ring with one step from the floor to the ring apron, and the next step up over the top rope because he's very tall.
If you like watching long strides,
that's your guy, the long strider. Isaiah Cross, the long strider.
Justin said, favorite Mel Brooks show tune? The Inquisition. Oh, what a show. The Inquisition.
High Anxiety.
Oh my God, of course. That doesn't feel like a show tune
and
to me,
all of the producers, but High Anxiety.
But High Anxiety is you know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh, God. I'm such an idiot.
You're flying. Let's go.
So Sierra said, I did enjoy being able to hand you money directly, even though I'm allergic to the metal used to make American money. I didn't know that.
Wow.
What an attack on the middle class that is.
Jeff said, oh, my God, I forgot I saw Monster Ball. Perfect Halloween.
And then you said loved it because you're a sick person, Jeff. I would urge you to watch it again. And revise your opinion. Isaiah said, how was old wrestling?
Phenomenal.
You came late. We all talked about it. It was great. And you should be the world's tallest man.
Oh my God. The world's strongest man was at that show last night. He murdered a man. No,
Christine said, it's all about fucking Christine will be the title of my memoir and perhaps a DVD.
It might be the subtitle of this stream.
Have a great week, everyone. Spotman said, did you see that Zombie Mike got his penis back from last year's zombie wrestling?
I saw it.
Jeez, where have I been? Human Adventure said, if you ever get a chance, and I know you're both busy. Oh, I got so much going on. You should check out Scotch and Good Conversation Podcast. He interviews musicians and actors in a fun and not serious way. Haven't we had enough of that shit? Nail said, put that in your highlight reel, Isaiah. I like long strides.
Like long strides.
PD said, hey, everyone. Okay, I guess we're on. Do you have any plugs? Do you want to plug anything?
You can follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram at NugNargang. Yeah. And I still have a podcast, even though we've been on.
It's a podcast you can listen to.
You can listen to
episodes.
A whole hundreds of episodes. It's called Illusionoid. It's an improvised old time radio sci-fi thing that I do with my friends Paul Bates and Lee Smart. We grab a title and just make kind of a Twilight Zone-y thing out of it.
Yeah.
And it's got a creep show vibe, kind of like Crypt Keeper thing.
Yeah.
And there's tons of episodes, and it's all made up, and then we add sound effects and music and make it sound like an old-timey radio show.
Erin says she's going to crack open her Monster Ball DVD tonight, and bats will fly out of it. All right, that's the show. Go watch Hey W. Avert your eyes. There's a nice spin for everybody. Go watch Hey W with Swerve and tweet and share in the nice 30 episodes. Nice time and have a good Halloween.
Goodbye, everybody.
Godspeed,
Goodbye.
And God bless.